President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and Director of the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, William Burns, reviewed the ongoing situation in the Gaza Strip and underway efforts to achieve a ceasefire, protect civilians, and activate a two-state solution in a way that maintains security and stability in the region.
President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi received Director of U.S. Central Intelligence Agency CIA William Burns on Tuesday. Presidential spokesman Ahmed Fahmy said the meeting witnessed a confirmation of the deep and strong relations that bind the two countries as well as the Egyptian-American strategic partnership. Burns conveyed President Biden's greetings to President el-Sisi and his appreciation for Egypt's tireless efforts in advancing the path of calm in the Gaza Strip, the ceasefire, and the exchange of detainees. He highlighted Egypt's pivotal role in providing an entering of humanitarian aid to Gaza since the outbreak of the crisis. The meeting reviewed developments of the current situation in the Gaza Strip and confirmed that intensive consultations and coordination would continue to achieve a ceasefire agreement, protect civilians, and activate a two-state solution in a way that maintains security and stability in the region. Burns was in Cairo for a new round of talks on a Qatari-brokered ceasefire proposal that would temporarily halt fighting in exchange for Hamas freeing hostages. His visit comes after Washington and the United Nations warned Israel against carrying out a ground offensive into Palestinian Rafah without a plan to protect civilians who have nowhere left to go.
Also on Tuesday, President el-Sisi received the Qatari Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman al-Thani in the attendance of head of the Egyptian Intelligence Service Abbas Kamel and head of the Qatari Security Authority Abdullah bin Mohammed al-Khalifi. The meeting tackled joint efforts which are aimed at ceasing fire in the Gaza Strip and protecting civilians from the deteriorating situations in the besieged territory, in addition to transferring humanitarian and medical aid into Gaza. The two sides warned from the escalation of the operations in Rafah in South Gaza, and as well as the negative consequences which could result from such violence amid a looming humanitarian crisis. They called on intensifying international efforts in order to evade broadening the cycle of violence and tensions in the Middle East region. Presidential spokesman Ahmed Fahmy said the Qatari Premier conveyed greetings of Qatar's Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad al-Thani to President el-Sisi, expressing his country's keenness to continue consultations and coordination with Egypt. For his part, President el-Sisi expressed Egypt's appreciation to Qatar and confirmed the brotherly ties binding the two nations and peoples. Via video conference, President el-Sisi presided over the 41st session of the Orienting Committee of the Heads of State and Governments of NEPAD on Tuesday. The session, which convenes annually to prepare for the African Summit, was attended by a number of heads of state and government of member states. President el-Sisi delivered Egypt's speech in which he expressed his pleasure to head the committee since February 2023. He said the meeting coincides with a decisive stage of the African joint action in parallel with the end of the first 10-year stage of the 2063 development plan. The meeting tackled NEPAD's vision in carrying out the second stage of the 2063 development plan. Foreign Ministry spokesman Ahmed Abu Zaid said Egypt was holding security and political contacts to avert wide-scale Israeli operations in the Palestinian city of Rafah. Abu Zaid stressed that Egypt rejects any measures to displace the Palestinian people and express its readiness to deal with any scenarios regarding the crisis. The spokesman called on the United States and the European Union to put an end to the Israeli aggression on Gaza and seize a planned Israeli operation in the Palestinian southern city of Rafah to prevent a humanitarian catastrophe. With the Israeli war in Gaza entering its fifth month, Arab League Secretary General Ahmed Abul Gheit said attempts by Israel to force a displacement of Palestinians in order to create more space for Israeli settlers mean that confrontations would continue for 1,000 years to come. Abu Ghait warned against the expansion of the conflict if the war on Gaza continues, saying the Israeli actions threaten deals signed with Egypt and Jordan. The Arab League chief was speaking at the second day of the World Government Summit in Dubai. Head of the State Information Service, Ziad Rashwan, said that Egypt was playing a vital role in the Palestinian cause and has the means to defend itself. Rashwan asserted that Egypt would not stop at symbolic measures regarding its national security and its lands or dissolving the Palestinian cause. He expressed his astonishment on remarks of some far-right Israeli cabinet members over Egypt, pointing that those remarks come in an attempt by Israel to justify its occupation of Salah ad-Din or Philadelphia Axis. In implementation to President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's directives, the National Alliance for Civil and Developmental Work organized a new humanitarian aid convoy for Palestinians in Gaza. The alliance, an umbrella of 32 societies across Egypt, said the fresh convoy was possible with the collaboration of the Decent Life Institution. The convoy comprises 438 trucks that carry medicine, medical supplies, clothes, foodstuff and blankets, among other relief materials and support for the Palestinians who are facing the Israeli war and blockade. Egypt and Britain started a joint training in the field of combating terrorism with the participation of elements from the Egyptian Thunderbolt and Parachute Forces and elements from the British Special Forces. The training began with the alignment and integration of forces and a display of weapons and equipment used for training purposes. This comes within the frame of a joint training plan for the armed forces with friendly and brotherly countries.